Once we are born as human beings, life got complicated. If we had come here like any other creature on the planet, stomach full, life settled. Once we come as human beings, stomach empty, only one problem. Stomach full, 100 problems. Because what we refer to as human really begins only after survival is taken care of. Only when survival is fulfilled, the traits of being human will find till as long as we're struggling for survival, we're also just another biological entity like any other creature. So what does it mean to be human? What is the significance? Because every other creature can fulfill almost everything that most human beings are doing without so much fuss. We are born, they're also born, just like us. We grow up with lot of fuss, they grow up without much fuss. For us, earning a living is a very big thing, all of them earn their own living. We may reproduce, they reproduce. We die, they die. All this we do with enormous fuss, they do it without much fuss in an eco-friendly manner. They conduct their life. Everything is a big fuss. Why it is so is, human life is not fulfilled by fulfilling the basic requirements of survival. If you could eat well and everything would be okay, then it would be very simple to feed the world. But that's not how it is, because for every other creature, nature has drawn two lines within which they live and die. For a human being, there is only a bottom line, there is no top line. He can aspire for anything. Because there is no top line, people are struggling. Or in other words, what we are struggling with is not our bondage as usually popularly it is said. We are truly struggling with our freedom. We can be whichever way we want, that's our struggle. If our lives were fixed like every other creature's life, we would also be stomach full, we would sit peacefully, isn't it? Do you see that if our lives were contained like that of an earthworm or a grasshopper or a cat or a dog, we would have no issues, stomach full, everything fine. Because our lives are not contained or because there is no top line, we can aspire for just about anything. That's our struggle. This is an evolutionary problem in the sense, what we are struggling with actually is our intelligence and awareness. Probably some scientists have been suggesting this, that so-called serious scientists who suggested this was appalling and shocking that they actually suggested this. They said, when a child is born, if we do a small brain surgery, we can take away most of the crime on the planet, everybody would be peaceful. Actually, if you take away half the brain, nobody would be unhappy. You could feed them with a tube and everybody would sit here peacefully. You won't need any yoga, meditation, nothing, if you remove half the brain. If you take away the possibilities, the problems will go away, everybody knows that, yes? If you keep all the possibilities open and still you are not a problem, that's a wonderful way to be. No possibilities, no problems, that's not life, that's death. So, what is this solution for the human predicament? Because no matter what happens, seems to be unfulfilled. Right now, living in this town, whatever aspirations you have, the moment it is fulfilled, you have a next aspiration, isn't it so? No matter where you are in your life, whether you are the king of this town or you're down there, you want something to happen in your life. If that happens, you want the next thing to happen. If that happens, you want the next thing to happen. So why are you going in installments like this? Suppose I make you the king or queen of this planet. Don't look at me hopefully. Will I commit such a blunder? Suppose we make you the king or queen of this planet. Would you be fulfilled? I'm asking you. Would you be fulfilled? No, you would want the other planets and the stars and the galaxies. Because there is something within a human being which is not willing to settle for any boundaries. It is aspiring for a boundless possibility. If you're seeking boundlessness, seeking it through physical means is a hopeless case. Your aspiration is fantastic because if you really look at it, sitting here, if you really look at it, suppose right now you become the king of this planet, you were not satisfied, we made you the king of the solar system, not satisfied, we made you the king of the universe, not satisfied. If you really look at this, what you're aspiring for is infinite nature. Your aspiration is fantastic, but the means is miserable in the sense. Suppose you're driving your car today and you saw the moon and you felt like going there. Sometimes the advertisements are so exaggerated, they told you if you really floor the accelerator, it will go to the moon. If you try very hard, you may go beyond the moon, but you will not go to the moon. Yes or no? Because a car is not a suitable vehicle to go to the moon. You need another kind of vehicle to go to the moon. So similarly here, through physical means we are trying to become infinite. Its aspiration is wonderful, but the vehicle is miserable because the nature of physicality is like this. Physical means it comes with a defined boundary. Only because there is a defined boundary, we can call this a physical body. If I take away all boundaries of this, can you call this a physical body if it is everywhere? Physicality means, the fundamental nature of physicality is a defined boundary. Without a boundary, there is no physical nature. But right now, there is something within you which is constantly aspiring to break the boundaries. Just look at yourself and see. Suppose we imprison you in a 5x5 cubicle, you will be very miserable. Tomorrow we announce your liberation and release you into a 10x10 cubicle. It will be wonderful for a day, but again you'll feel miserable. Then day after tomorrow we'll release you into a 100x100 cubicle. You'll feel great for 3 days. Again it's the same thing. What I'm asking you is, it doesn't matter how big the boundary is. The moment you realize there is a boundary, you want to break it. Yes or no? This is the nature of the human being. It doesn't matter, all kinds of pacifist philosophies have been taught, be content with what you have, don't aspire for more than what you know, do not all kinds of things. It's not worked for a single human being. It only works when you're sick or when you're dying. You're sick and down today, if I tell you, you should not aspire for anything, be satisfied with what you have, you will say, yes, anything is okay, just get me well. Tomorrow, once again the energy is back, ready for something more, yes or no? Only when you're beaten and down, then these philosophies will work. For a healthy, living human being, these philosophies of be happy with what you have doesn't work. Now, does it mean to say a human being has to be eternally in turmoil, eternally in struggle? No. What we do in terms of our aspiration is just this. Essentially, nothing is going to fulfill us unless we touch a boundless state. And boundlessness is not going to happen within the limitations of the physical. When I say within the limitations of the physical, right now your whole experience of life is limited to the physical. See, your experience of life right now is happening because you can see, you can hear, you can smell, you can taste and you can touch. This is the only way you know that you're here, isn't it? It is through five sense organs that you're experiencing everything. These five sense organs cannot perceive anything other than physical. You can only see the physical, you can only hear the physical, you can only smell, taste and touch the physical. That which is not physical is not within the ambit of these five sense organs. So if you do not transcend the five senses, there is no possibility of experiencing anything beyond physicality. If you do not experience anything beyond physicality, this longing of wanting to be something more endlessly going on, you are not looking for more, you are looking for all, and all is not possible through physical means.
Hi Sadhguru, this is Chetan Bhagat, and my question to you is what I get asked in my motivational talks a lot. How do I remotivate myself? How do I pick up the pieces again and go towards my goal or mission when I'm very demotivated, when I've faced some failure, when somebody has discouraged me, or when things are just not working out or taking just too long? How do I keep myself motivated in life?
Namaskaram, Chetan. We must understand that if we motivate ourselves or get motivated by somebody, there could always be somebody else who will demotivate us. If something flips us up, something can always flip us down. What motivation essentially means is that you build a false sense of confidence. Why anybody needs confidence is essentially because the necessary clarity is missing. Only where there is no clarity, one seeks confidence. Where there is clarity, you do not need confidence. If I ask you to walk here, where it's well lit, nobody needs any confidence to walk here. But if you ask somebody to walk in a dark patch, suddenly they need confidence because there is no clarity. So, people have begun to believe that confidence is a substitute for clarity. There is no substitute for clarity. If we do not strive to bring clarity in our lives, if we try to live our lives on puffed up sense of confidence, somebody is always going to prick it and bring it down, or life situations are going to do it anyway. It is like you were outside and somebody told you, you are the most wonderful human being on the planet, you are floating on cloud, whatever number. You came home and people told you who you really are, and poof, it goes down. So, it is very important that individual human beings should strive to bring clarity to every dimension of their life. If we try to run on confidence, which is motivated either by situations or by people or by whatever we think we are going to get at the end of the race, then this motivated confidence will always come down. This is not a substitute for clarity. Clarity is the only way to walk with ease. If one has to walk through this life with ease, one needs clarity, and clarity doesn't just come to you just as a gift, it is something that we have to work at. There is a whole system of how to bring clarity. But because our education systems have become a heap of information, now we are trying to run on confidence. But if our education system was about sharpening the tools of our perception, then definitely we would have come to clarity. It's very important as individual human beings, you invest towards bringing clarity to your life.
I want to know about how much of our life is governed by karma and how much is our free will. So many people I've heard say everything in your life is governed by karma, and the other is like, we make choices. So if we make a choice, are we creating the karma from our choice?
It is by your thought, by your emotion and your action, this is how you perform your action, isn't it? So, karma means, till now whatever you did, the residual impact of that is definitely there upon your life. But this moment's karma is in your hands. Yesterday's karma you cannot change, but this moment's karma is in your hands. This moment's karma could be a karma of freedom or of bondage. If you handle this moment in a certain way, you will be from everything that was yesterday. If you do not handle it that way, yesterday will rule you today. This is also your karma. This is also your… See, please do not understand karma as some kind of punishment and reward. Not like that. It is just that everything that you touch with your mind, with your emotion, with your body, a bit of it sticks to you. The residual action is remaining with you. Yesterday, whatever you did, is it not there in your memory? Is it not there in your memory? Is it not influencing what you do today? Yesterday what you thought, is it there in your memory? Is it not influencing your thought and action today? Yesterday what you felt in your emotions, is it not there in your memory? Memory is not just mental memory, memory is on many different levels. It is in your body, it's in your chemistry, it's in your energy, in many different backup systems are there for your energy, for your memory. So this memory is acting itself out. But this moment, if you wish to be conscious, this memory, you can use it whichever way you want. You can look back on your life and laugh at all the stupid things that you did. You can look back on your life and cry, why did I do all these stupid things? Or you can look back on your life and learn that, okay, I did all these stupid things yesterday, what is the smart thing that I can do today? Same karma, yesterday's karma is same karma, but this moment's karma can be different, depending upon how consciously you act this moment, isn't it? This moment's karma can be either karma of sweetness or bitterness. Yesterday might have been sweetness or bitterness, you cannot change that. Can you change what you did yesterday? You cannot change that. But what you make out of it today, that you can change. That is always in your hands, always and always. It's in your hands.